guys, welcome back to my channel. I would first off like to thank everybody for the love and support on my first video. I appreciate it so much. Now that we've settled in, I'm going to start getting into some of the things that I love to do. One is makeup. This is my everyday makeup look. Something that didn't cost me a lot of money, didn't take me a lot of time, and a very versatile look. So if you like what you see and you want to learn how I achieve this look, keep on watching. Starting with moisturizer, this is the Bliss Drench and Quench moisturizer. I have oily skin, so I am very particular about the moisturizers I use. Skincare is very important. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe and cucumber. I love to use it before, after, and during my makeup application because it does allow it to blend very seamlessly. Next, I'm going to go in with primer. This is the Photo Finish Smooth and Blur by Smashbox. I use two different primers. I have two different elements to my skin. Around here, my cheek area, sometimes my chin. I like to use this one because it really smooths the skin out. My T-zone is more oily. So I use the Becca Evermatte. I'll list all of the products that I'm using in the description box below. It really keeps my makeup intact and it stops me from looking oily so quick. Next, we're gonna go in with foundation. I am a base before brows type of person. I usually start off with my foundation. Now, if I'm going for a nighttime look or something that involves eyeshadow and lashes, I will go ahead and do the eyes first because I don't want it to fall on my concealer and on my foundation. But because I'm just doing an everyday look, on everyday I don't do lashes, I don't do eyeshadow, and I usually do base first. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to mix two foundations. The first one is going to be the Matte and Pore-less Fit Me by Maybelline. The second one is going to be the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation. I love the two of those together. It's like the perfect combination. So I'm going to go in with both of these foundations. So I have both foundations already on my face. I have not blended them yet. Before I blend, I'm going to go in with my Mario Badescu. I love this spray. I'm going to take my Juvia's Place foundation buffing brush. I am very particular when it comes to foundation, so I blend. I blend down to the neck, my ear. You have to make sure it looks like second skin and it looks seamless. Going in with that spray, whenever I feel like my blending is getting harder, if I use a matte foundation, sometimes it can feel like it's not moving. I just go ahead and spray the brush. Keep blending. Now that foundation is blended, let's go ahead and with concealer. The first concealer that I'm going to use is going to be the Instant Age Rewind Maybelline concealer. This this thing right here, child, talking about blend. I've been trying to put so many people on this concealer. It just blends so nicely. When I want a full coverage, I do allow it to sit. Most of the time I let any concealer sit just because once it blends, it does give you a little more coverage. That's with any concealer, but with this one in particular, girl. I went in with the Age Rewind concealer. Now that I laid down the first concealer, I'm going to go in with one that's about a shade lighter. It's the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chestnut. This one has a golden tone to it, and I only put it right in the corners because I don't want my entire highlighted area to be this bright. I just want right under my eye to be this bright. Next, I'm going to apply my contour. By the way, I'm using the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. So the reason why I apply my concealer and my contour in this order is because, one, I'm allowing my concealer to sit. Number two, I feel that when you blend in your cream contour first and then your concealer, it just blends smoothly and it just looks very natural. So I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques sculpting brush, and I'm just gonna go and just press and buff in that contour. And a tip that I learned when you're doing your contour, think of the number 3. So forehead to cheek to chin. That makes a 3. Blending out my concealer, I am gonna go in with my spray. I'm gonna start blending my concealer. I am blending my concealer with the Farrah 218M brush. This, I feel, blends my concealer perfectly. Brush, I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush just to go ahead and even out any lines that may be in the concealer. The thing that might take me the longest with my makeup is blending. I use a lot of time to make sure that my makeup really looks like skin. So now we are at the brighter concealer. Before I blend that, I'm going to add a little bit of my Age Rewind concealer to my eyelid. I'm going to go in with that same Farrah 218M brush. And I'm just going to focus this right under the eye. So now that I have everything blending on my face, I'm going to take my beauty blender and just go over everything. There's no product on the sponge. I'm just making sure that everything is set into the skin. Next, I'm going to set my face. I'm going to use my Sacha Buttercup setting powder. And I'm going to first set my under eye. Take some of the setting powder on my beauty blender. I'm going to take that under the eye. And then I'm going to go down the nose. Just along the side of the nose though. Everywhere that I put concealer, I have set those. That's my T-zone, my nose, under my eyes, my eyelids, and my chin. Next, I'm going to set my contour. For contour, I'm going to use the Film Noir MAC blush and my Morphe R2 brush. Now, this part is important. I am going to clean up my contour. This is going to give me a more chisel effect, like, you know, snatched. If you want to look snatched, you have to do this. I'm going to take my powder onto my beauty blender. I'm going to start from my ear and bring, girl, I ain't even blend nothing out yet. I didn't even blend anything out yet. Look, child, we out here looking snatched. We ain't playing. I'm next gonna go in with my foundation brush. This is the same brush that I used in the beginning by Juvia's Place. I'm just gonna buff in that setting powder that I used to clean up the contour. Now you can see that line, that harsh line, it's leaving. As you can see, I did not apply a lot of setting powder. I just did enough to set the skin. I don't like to look too ghostly, too highlighted. We don't want that. So I'm just gonna brush off whatever's left. I'm blending this away with the small brush. It's the Real Techniques setting brush. I'm gonna take my foundation brush right over there. One, to press in the setting powder. Two, to make sure there's no fine lines. Make sure there's not any excess powder sitting on the skin. Next, I'm gonna take the Luxie Isolated Shading Brush, and I'm gonna go in with my same contour, that same blush that I used from MAC. And now I'm gonna do some nose contouring. I'm not a huge fan of cream contour on my nose because, again, I have an oily T-zone. So if I'm putting that much cream product on my nose, I'm asking the oil to come on out, and we don't want that. So what I'm doing to contour my nose, I'm just taking it from down into the brow. Now that the skin looks nice and blended, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Mario Badescu spray. To do my brows, I'm gonna use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. Brush the brows up first. If I want my brows a little bit more focused on, if I'm doing like a nighttime look or if I'm putting on lashes, I do want my brows to look a little sharper, but most of the time, this is how I do my brows. First, I'm gonna take a line right underneath. Next thing you're gonna do is head to the top of the brow. As you can see, I'm just enhancing my own arch. I'm not creating a new one. So now that I've connected, and just create hair-like strokes right through the brow. Now, I'm not a huge fan of concealing my brows, but at this current moment, we are quarantined and I need my eyebrows arched. Now I'm just taking a small brush. This is the Morphe M165 brush. I'm going to take a Wet n Wild foundation brush and I'm just going to blend in that concealer. Brows are basically done. I'm just going to take my spoolie and make sure that none of the hairs removed around for my cleaning up process. I'm going to take my ColourPop Clear Brow Gel. taking a little bit of setting powder on my Real Technique setting brush, and I'm just brushing that on my lid just to make sure that there's none of that cream concealer that's gonna crease. Next, I'm gonna take my Real Techniques powder brush and my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deepest, and I'm just gonna set my entire face. Now that my entire face is set, I'm gonna go in with a highlighter. I've had this MAC highlighter for forever. I bought it back when Mariah Carey, not that I'm like a huge fan of Mariah Carey, but I bought it because it was just the perfect highlight tone for my skin. It's just an old faithful, it's my go-to highlighter. Before I highlight, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Morphe setting spray. I'm gonna take some of my highlighter and apply it to the high points of my face, starting with my cheek. Now it's like, all right, you talking to somebody and they be like such and such and such, and then you go, let me see, girl, you want to shake the room? You want to shake the room? Highlight. That's all. You want to shake the room? Highlight. Next, I'm going to use blush. This Jaclyn Hill times Morphe palette, these two colors here, they make my perfect blush. I have not found an actual blush that does what these two do. Now I'm going to take that same highlight and I'm going to put that right along my inner tear duct. I'm going to go in with my same Film Noir blush from MAC that I use to contour and a MAC 224 brush. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that right as a transition. I'm not putting any eyeshadow on, but this gives my eye a little bit of dimension. As for mascara, I am really particular about the ones that I use. So I have two favorites. One is the Maybelline Big Shot. Two is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. The key to making them really, really pop is to layer them. Because I don't want the mascara to get on my under eye when I start to blink, I'm going to add a little bit of setting powder. I've done the first layer with the Maybelline Big Shot. I'm going to now go in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex. Okay, so now that my top mascara is done, I'm going to add a little bit to the bottom. And then I'm going to use my setting brush to make sure that there's nothing extra. I'm going to take one last setting spray, which is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Now I'm going to go in with lips. I'm going to do a new lip because I'm doing an everyday look. And this is something that I would use on an everyday with a little bit of gloss. First, I'm going to go in with my NYX lip liner in the shade Espresso. And I don't really mind overlining my lips just a little bit. I already have full lips, so I don't need to really do much. But I do overline them a little bit. Next, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild lip pencil. Well, this might even be an eyeliner. It's Wet n Wild dark brown. Now I'm going to go in with my NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in the shade Sandstorm. Lastly, I'm going to take my e.l.f. lip gloss in the shade Smiley for Riley. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my quick go-to look, something that I can wear when I'm going to work or when I'm going on date night or when I'm meeting up with friends. This is something I can just throw on, doesn't take me that long, doesn't involve a lot of lashes or eyeshadow, something really simple that focuses on the skin, still gives you some glow. So this is something that I do more than I do any other look. So I just wanted to show you guys what my everyday look was like. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again for all of the love and support. I do appreciate it.